Okay, everybody. I can't smile too much. I've had kind of a crazy month. I tell you, I live on cheeseburgers, and I took a bite into the cheeseburger and my front tooth broke off. So if I smile big today, you'll see a toothless granny. Okay. I didn't think with ALS I'd have to deal with this too, but I've been to the dentist. Of course, all dentists want to do, they want to clean your teeth and x-ray your teeth. So they did that. First, the insurance canceled for a flipper. Now they're saying they'll pay for a flipper, but I told them with ALS, I wasn't sure how this would affect my eating, and my speech definitely is affected with that tooth out. If I sound a little, I don't know, if my speech is a little more muffled today, that's what's going on. And so anyway, we're kind of in the middle of that, and I'm arguing with the insurance company to try to do a peg. And this is something that I guess I never would have had to deal with ALS at this point in my life, okay? Is if we don't have enough else to deal with. I have been doing great on my NIV vent. I've been on that for over 6 months now, and it's like it is like a new lease on life. I was getting CO2 so bad, and they convinced me to get this NIV vent I use at night, and guess what? It works fantastic. So I can't push enough for everybody to be on BiPAPs or be on an NIV vent, at least at night. It'll preserve your lungs and your diaphragm. Now, it's interesting. This month, every 6 months, it seems like my ALS goes crazy on me, okay, and attacks me. And I felt like that lately. I'm still taking my THC gummies, my CBD gummies. Right now, I'm buying some really strong ones, cutting them in 8 pieces each gummy, and then I take 3 during the day, and then I'm putting that THC and CBD cream in my nose once a day. I'm just kind of updating all those that have been following me what I'm doing now. You get to a point with your ALS, either try stuff or you could probably die pretty soon, okay? And that's what I was feeling. My heart rate, so that helped a little bit, but I just felt there was something else. My heart rate, I think a lot of people I've talked to on here, my AFib is caused by my ALS. It's a big long word. I think I posted on one of my videos. And that, my blood pressure goes ram, ram, ram. My heart would go ram, ram, ram. My temperature ram, ram, ram. I mean, it would just exhaust me, okay? And I've been drinking that Vinea coffee in the morning. That seems to help give me a little more energy. But what's interesting is I had a friend that had AFib and went in to get a pacemaker, and something happened. She got blood in her lungs. She's been in the hospital for a month, and she passed away. It just breaks my heart. This lady used to give me rides to my doctor appointments, okay? So this is why I look at more holistic approaches on some things, because sometimes I think too much surgeries just make bigger problems for us. Not that we don't need some surgeries, okay? I mean, I went and got my tumor out, okay? But I did holistic approaches on the rest of it and didn't have to have my chemo and my radiation, and I'm still cancer free, okay? So we work with the doctors when we need them, and sometimes we do. So what happened, I was getting pretty depressed because my heart rate was going up to 138, dropping down to 11, if you can imagine that. My oxygen was going crazy. It was dropping. I woke up one night, it was down to 73. My heart rate was like 31, okay? And I think the good Lord woke me up so I'd get up and move and get my oxygen going again. And usually I was staying up around 98 to 95. And I noticed I was dropping down more into 91 during the day. So I got up one morning, I got a text from my park here where I live in the 55 park, and they said there would be a guy that for 22, 23 years, he has sold these North Magnates for health, and they'd be at our building at 10 o'clock that morning. I just felt I should go. I thought, let's go learn about this stuff. And so I went. I learned tons from this guy, okay? And he had even helped his AFib with a necklace. As you can see, I have mine on because I went and bought one, okay? But he said that it's helped him. He was even wheelchair bound. He was walking and stuff and giving his thing about his magnets. So my boyfriend took me over there, and he even fitted you because he knows these magnets, they're underneath the necklace. I don't know if you can see them very good under there because it's pretty tight to my thing, and they're the North Magnates. And anyway, when I went there, I got that. Well, then the lady there, she had kind of a band thing that wrapped around her with the magnets. And I thought, you know what? If my diaphragm is getting worse, which is probably why I got CO2, okay, because your diaphragm gets weaker even though if your oxygen's better. I thought, I'm going to buy one of those too. And she had said it helped her. Now, what they do on these magnets, North Magnates, they can even put something else in them. Gosh, I can't even think tonight what they were calling frequencies. That's what it is. They put frequencies in them, and that's supposed to help with pain, okay? And I didn't really need it with the pain when I bought it, but I thought, you know what, if I wore this with the magnets around, that may help my diaphragm. So I ended up buying it, and I bought it a little bigger. He said I could have made it smaller, but I thought, you know what, I'll get all kinds of, because he says you can even lay that clear out and lay on it if you want and stuff. So I learned a lot of stuff from him, and I come home, I put that on, and I wore and slept in it one night, and I got up the next morning. I don't think I slept in it the first night. I guess I wore it during the day and I didn't sleep in it. But I had gotten up and I had a sciatic pain, or it was muscles and nerves around the sciatic with my ALS or whatever, because I probably walked too much that day. It was horrible. I couldn't hardly get out of bed. I couldn't hardly walk. I mean, it was horrible, this lower back pain. And I thought maybe that's why a lot of us can't walk the next day. It's because of this lower pain in the back. I don't know. So I wrapped that thing around, and instead of up here, I pushed it down over that lower back. Okay. And I left it on there. I will say I was able to get out of bed pushing that down, and I was walking very slowly that day, being careful and trying to rest. And I slept in it again, keeping it over that instead of my diaphragm. I pulled it down low. And the next morning, I could get out of bed. I could walk better. I still had light pain. By day 3, I had no pain in my back. I was walking better. And by day 4, I didn't even have to wear that, and all my pain and everything was gone. Now, I was pretty impressed over that. Now I have C9, okay, with my ALS and ALS2. That's what's causing my ALS. But I almost wonder if a lot of ALS isn't caused by our brain, something in our brain. I don't know that because that's what feeds our whole body. So I kind of tend it might. I don't have any medical documentation on that, but I think that's what'll happen. Um, so what I did is I went on YouTube. I started studying North Magnates. I found a doctor there that for 23 years, he too has been given some of his patients these or telling some people to use these. And he uses them himself. And he was showing different ways to use stuff. And then the people that he originally got from, he says now he buys from Pro Magnet, PRO in Magnet. And I went on, I looked them up, I found their site. Their prices are excellent, a lot cheaper than what I bought locally, but the stuff I bought locally were fitted to me and had the frequency in it too. So this Pro Magnet, because they sold where I went, they had sold these baseball caps with magnets in them. Well, the Pro Magnet had a band with magnets in it, and it was like $50, and I could in the even Walmart or I mean a quick or oh gosh, I tell you, I'm having one of those nights. Anyway, Amazon, I'll get it out here. This tooth's gone too. It's terrible. Amazon, they had these bands. And so I thought I'm going to buy my own band and put in my own fun hat because I didn't like really the hats they had. And then I can wear it as a headband too if I go somewhere and I want to wear that. And I'll tell you, I started feeling my fatigue was so much better. I started feeling better. I could even eat a little better. I mean, it was, and then my AFib started getting better. And at night too, I'm not dropping so low. My heart rates aren't. I mean, I'm more like 60, 70, 80 during the day is where my heart's going, but it isn't just going like this like it was. It just slowly goes up, probably with what I do if I get up and go get water or whatever. And at night, I'm probably more like 50, 60, 70s. And that is so much better than what my heart rate's been running. And even my blood pressure has not been spiking up crazy like it was. It's staying more normal, and it might get just a tiny bit high. And then I take about a 1/4 of a blood pressure pill every 3 days just to keep it, but it's not going crazy like it was. So I have to say, I think these are helping. My thought by wearing this hat with that magnet thing in, or even I wear the head magnet like a Ninja Turtle, maybe that'll stop that C9 from multiplying and making me any worse. I just felt like I was at a point, either I try something or I may not be here in 6 months. I'll be honest with you, because with my heart, because of that's what, and then my weak diaphragm and all that stuff. I just didn't like what was happening. And now I may make it to 100. That's my goal, okay? Um so what I did is I want to do these things so that people don't really know that I'm loaded on magnets, okay? Like this necklace is really pretty. I can wear a baseball hat. Nobody will know, or my headband. And what I did is when I ordered the headband, I also ordered a pad is probably, oh gosh, probably about that big and about that wide, that you would put in your pillow, and it's got magnets in it. So when you sleep, you would have your magnets when you sleep. And I thought that would be so much nicer than having to sleep with the headband on, okay? So I got that, and then I thought, okay, I might get the mattress. They have a mattress pad and they have a half mattress pad of these North Magnets, okay, on Pro Magnet. And these are on Amazon again. And anyway, so I thought, okay, I'm going to sleep on the pillow one, put it on my back, just underneath my sheet. And I got the 1 inch. But see, I have a nice mattress pad on my bed. It's a pillow top and it's so comfortable. So what I did is I just laid this pad on top of it and it just kind of sinks in there, and it was perfect. I couldn't feel the magnets, but the pad's there, okay? And this is another thing that I know that this is working for me. I got one of these pulse rings, and it gives me my sleeping because I like to monitor everything on my body. I was getting no REM sleep. And when I investigated that, it says because you have a disease or you have something that's, you're a sick person. Well, that fits, I guess. And so all of a sudden, when I started wearing these North Magnets, I am getting REM sleep now. Every night I'm getting REM sleep. That's just blows me away, okay? So what I ordered, I've been sleeping a few nights. I have been getting up out of bed. I even have energy before I drink my Vinea coffee. I have so much more energy. I'm getting things done that I was too tired to because of my everything going crazy on me all day, my ALS stuff. And so and I have absolutely no pain anymore in my back that I had. Even my shoulder pain that I've had my whole life is gone. Just sleeping for the last week on this pad. So what I did is I ordered a 1/2 queen size pad. Okay, it'll fit my whole side of my bed. Okay, and it'll have the magnets with it. And so that's going to be coming. And then I ordered me some magnet things you put in your shoes. They're like if you put a new sole in your shoe, but these have magnets in them. So I thought, you know what? When I go during the day, I can wear my hat or my thing, have the magnets in my shoes, and I have my necklace on. And I should be covered pretty good, okay? At night, then when I get my mattress pad, I will put the pillow up in my pillow, and then I'll put the pad on there, and then I will have magnets all night long too. Now, the one doctor, he was saying, and this is, this would probably be a lay person that has a pain or a knee pain or something, okay? He will say, you could even take that pillow pad and lay it over your knee, and your knee will get better and stuff. And he says, do that maybe 10 to 20 minutes twice a day. Okay, that's fine and dandy, but I feel if we have ALS, we need to do 100% war against this ALS, and there's no cures, as we all know. So I've always, my holistic approaches, and anybody that hasn't seen my videos, watch them, because everything I do is more of a holistic approach. I mean, I pray to God every day for healing and for all of you, and that they'll find something. And I can't believe how much better I feel with with these magnets. And my next video I do will be after I should get my bed thing and my shoe thing. Those will be coming, I think, next Monday. And I will use those for a week or two, and then I'll do another live stream, and let you know how everything's going and how those worked. I don't recommend anything to you guys that I'm not doing myself or I haven't tried. That's why I like to try this stuff out before I even talk to you guys to make sure it's working for me, okay? And I don't make money from anybody or anything. This is just to help you. And again, it's because Kathy Jordan, when I was looking to see if there was anybody that lived more than 5 years in the world, I found Kathy Jordan, who lived 30 some years. She got ALS at 30, and she passed away a couple years ago, and she's my age, okay? And she smoked marijuana. I don't smoke, and I wouldn't smoke marijuana. I wouldn't even eat them in brownies, to be honest. But in the gummies, it works great. And I've got a whole video on what I've done. And, I'm taking higher amounts, but I did cut back. And I'm, like I said, cutting them up in eighths. But they're pretty high. But they're cheaper for me to buy, too. So what I try to do is save you guys money. Everything I do is more low budget, okay? ALS on a dime, I should call it. And anyway, I'm still taking my gummies. Now, what I'm going to try to do, because I never make big changes all at once, okay? Because I'm doing these magnets, and I've got more magnets coming, and I'm going to see how this all works. And if these magnets are working that good, what I've been doing is I've worked the cream. It comes in a jar. It's THC and it's CBD. For those of you that don't want to take gummies, if you want to buy some of that, now the one I'm using is 1,000 THC and 1,000 CBD in the whole jar. It's the more potent, okay? But I'm 9 years into ALS. I need potent. If you're just starting out, you can probably get by with less, okay? And it's THC and CBD, and it's cream. You want the cream, not the salve. You want the cream. And it's something you would put on a sore or something. And I've got a video that told about when I got that polyp in my nose, and I put that stuff in my nose, and a week later it was gone, and I could get out of bed, and I'd been bedridden for 2 years, okay? So I'm using that once a day during the afternoon, and then I use like the 3 gummies the other 6 hours each around the clock. Now, what I'm going to probably do here towards the end of the month is I'm going to work it in where I do the cream in my nose two times in 24 hours, and the gummies 2 times in 24 hours, and see how I do, okay? I think that stuff too, by putting it in your nose, goes more into your brain and probably attacks whatever's causing our ALS stuff to go crazy, okay? I don't know if I've told people, or I think I have, that I was a jungle doctor for 10 years. I led teams with doctors, nurses. I worked with medical students, and I was responsible for all the meds and everything that they took into the country and gave people, and I was responsible for everything that they did. So I'm not just a fly-by-night person. And they even called me in Belize the jungle doctor. So I think that's why I'm more open to this kind of stuff, okay? And not afraid to try it. And, you know, like I said, I'm making these to help people because, to be honest, there's not that much help out there. There's not. I sat and for 9 years, even before that, because my grandpa and dad died of ALS, I've monitored ALS to see what there is out there. And to be honest, I don't think there is much out there. I take pretty simple things, um, and I try. I like I said, I pray every day, and I have to say, God has been awesome with me, getting me the right doctors, the right things. I mean, it was my little doctor that put me on a CPAP, and I got worse. And it was right when they were doing my gene testing, and then they found out I probably had ALS, and they said, no wonder, and they got me on a BiPAP, and that was 9 years ago. And every night, and that's what saved my diaphragm. My diaphragm was bad way back then, okay? And my voice was bad. And they sent me to a voice person, and that's right when about the same time, or when I went and they were checking everything. But I started my THC gummies and CBD gummies. And when I went back into the voice gal, she says, what are you doing? And I said, why? And she says, your voice is better. I said, I'm taking THC and CBD. And she says, I don't think you need to come and see us anymore. And I'm still talking. Now, according to one of the online things that I'm on, ARC, I think it's ARC, they monitor every month. I do a voice test, and it tells me where my voice is, and they monitor other stuff. But my voice is what I really look at, and they say my voice is half gone. Now, I don't know that my voice half gone. I think it's my weak diaphragm, why my voice is half not there. I mean, that's another thing I do. If I start coughing a bunch, if my voice gets raspy, I take sulfaxin for maybe 1 or 2 days. Boom, I'm better. I don't have to take it anymore. And I never have to go to the hospital, okay? Speaking of coughing, at night I always get phlegm, and I probably will need to take my half a phlegm pill, okay? Well, I've rattled enough, but I'm pretty excited over these magnets. Now, granted, I've been taking THC with my magnets, okay? But I know people that aren't taking THC and CBD with the magnets, and it's helping them. It's even helping people with Alzheimer's. Um, you know, but what the guy said, you want to put that magnet right on whatever area that's in pain or whatever area you're trying to help. That's why mine has the two things right there. I had to look to see where the C9 gene was, and that's where I put that magnet, right on that gene. Okay. So we'll see. This is a test. I mean, nobody else is testing this, but nobody tested the THC and CBD either, except for Kathy Jordan and now me. So anyway, we'll see what happens. And my heart goes out to all of you. And like I said, I'm just here to help you. And hopefully I go back to the dentist here in another couple weeks. Hopefully next time I'll at least have a flipper, or I'll have my tooth replaced or something. We'll see what happens. Thank you, everybody. God bless. And now if I can remember how to turn this off. How do I stop this now? Gosh. Okay, we're going to sign off now. Thank you. Goodbye.